Okay, I see that we're now streaming live, so I think now would be a time to call the meeting to order. I saw Crystal trying to get in there, so we'll give her a second here. I saw her audio was clicking a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I need to know if there's any disclosures of pecuniary interest from any of the board. None being seen, we can move on to the adoption of the minutes. Got a chance to look them over. Mark Bondi and Anita Riccio Spagnuolo, all in favor? And that carries. Thank you. So we're going to start the meeting here with the reports. We have two reports today. One will look rather familiar from our last meeting back in November. The first one is a meter report for 6585 disputed. And the report's in front of you, both the new one and the old one. And if we could have Lena speak to that for the board and let us know what happened with that meter.
Councilor Reno, I believe that is the minutes of the meeting. That is not the current agenda that you might be referring to. The current, we dealt with that address at the last meeting on January 28th.
So I see that at the last meeting, we sent the meter out for testing, and it's under D1, it's come back that it's working properly. So is that, am I reading that correctly, Peter?
I'm sorry, D1 is the DWQMS management review summary.
Oh, I apologize. I've got an agenda that says Tuesday, January 28th. I'm sorry. This was in my package. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll pull up the new agenda here. I'm very sorry. Mayor Bondi, do you have the current agenda in front of you?
Yes, I do.
If you would so much, if while I'm pulling this up, could you chair for 2 minutes while I pull this the proper report up?
Sure, I will, Councilor
Thank
Renner.
you.
So, Lena, we have item D1, the DWQMS Management Review Summary. I'll let you take it from here.
Sure. So this is the, I hope everyone can hear me properly. So this is the annual management review. This report was prepared earlier this year, but due to the pandemic, I couldn't present it to the committee. So it's to satisfy the requirement for drinking water quality management system. If there is any questions regarding the report, I'm open for any questions.
Jeff, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Sorry, I've got it now in front of me. So did we have anyone that had questions on the first report? Okay, no questions noted. Do we have a motion on that? Councillor DeCharle and Councillor Riccio Spagnuolo. All those in favor? That carries. Thank you. So the next is the inspection report of 2020. And that one, if I could also get Lena to speak to that, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
I can speak on this one. So this is just the report for our annual inspection that obviously happens annually from the ministry. They come in and typically do an on-site inspection to make sure that we're following all regulations. This year it was an off-site inspection. I sent all our files electronically and then did a phone interview. The inspection date was August 25th, 2020. And we did receive a perfect inspection rating of 100%. So if there are any questions about the report or the inspection, please feel free to ask.
Perfect score. That's very nice. Anyone have any questions on that? None being seen, I need a mover and a seconder. Okay, Mayor Bondi and Councillor Carrick, all those in favor? Carried, thank you. And now we'll move to the final report, which is with Lena. Lena, if you could take that.
So this report is regarding the water meter reading system upgrade that more details will come at the budget deliberation. And this is more information regarding, we've been in contact with Census, the provider for our meter reading, and they've upgraded their system. Currently we're using Logic, and they have come up with a new system that it has the capability of customer portal. So our customers will be able to have a secure login information where they can see their own water consumption daily and hourly, and where they can see if there is any leaks as well. So also the other benefit of upgrading the system will give us more detailed reading on certain areas for our future water modeling for any future consumption as well. And this would cost roughly about 37,000, sorry, in capital cost, and also as an annual fee of 7,500 for the first 1,500 users, and any additional user would be at $3.40 annually. If there is any other questions, feel free to ask.
Do you have any questions? We'll start with Deputy Mayor Malash.
Thank you very much. You hear me okay now? Okay, good. My question is more towards the user fee. So it's saying the annual fee for up to 1,500 users is 7,500. So does it matter if we have, 500 users or 1,500? Are we charged the same thing?
This is our fee. So this would be the fee that the town would pay to the provider.
Right.
So whether there is only 5 subscribers or there is 1,500, we're still going to pay the 7,500 annually.
Okay.
So
And
this would be added on top of our annual charge that we usually pay Census for maintaining our system. Whether this is going to go on the water bill or not, I'm not sure how this would be allocated. So this is just to show what the cost would be in order to upgrade.
okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? I have one question. So this is simply a software upgrade. This is not, there's not going to be any going into homes or updating any meters or pieces put on the meters. This is just something behind the scenes, correct?
Correct. The only additional thing is we have in our system, when we first started with the back in 2014, replacing water meters. So we budgeted for 3,000 meters to be replaced with newer style meters. Currently, we have in the system about 1,600 meters left that are still the 4 dials. So when in terms of the 4 dial meters, we would need to replace them to the most current 8 dial meters in order for the customer to be able to view their consumption hourly and monthly. So we also budget for our meters to be replaced annually. We have about 400 to 500 meters we replace annually. So if we move forward with this upgrade, and then we encounter any customers that they would like to sign up for it, then we will check the system, see if they have the up-to-date meter, then they can sign up. If not, then it would be a good opportunity for us to go and replace their meters as well with the newer meter.
Very good. So if they were to request a meter change, would they be put on like a short list then? They wouldn't have to wait until their turn in line 2-3 years from now?
No, we have currently, we replace about 5 meters a day. Usually in the winter, we double up with double appointments. So about 10 meters a day. So it won't be like waiting period of like long time.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Jarley?
Thank you. So did I just hear you say if the customer wants to opt in, so that the resident has a choice whether they go to this system or not?
So this system would be available for everyone, and they would create their account online. So whether they want to sign up for it or not, it's up to the customer.
Oh, okay. So this isn't something necessarily that we're doing to help with our billing questions that we run into. This is just to help the customer, the resident along so they can keep an eye on things. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
So currently when someone, a customer has issues or they have questions with their consumption, currently we have access to the system and we send them all the database. In this case, then we will direct them to signing up and they can view their own consumption.
And Peter Mara, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, this is something that we've been looking at for a period of time now. We have these large, sometimes we have these outrageous or large out of control water bills, and we bill on a quarterly basis right now. We get the alarms right now and we try to communicate to the residents. What this will do is if they sign up for this, they will get the alarms. When their water doesn't stop in a 24-hour period, it will put the illness on the resident to figure out, and they'll get an email or some sort of notification about their water hasn't stopped running in a 24-hour period to try to help them understand what is currently happening in their house. So certainly, we have about 10,000 users in the entire system. And so certainly if we had all 10,000 users sign up, which I'm not sure that we get that 100% uptake, this could end up costing us on an annual basis about $31,000 to run this, because again, we have the $7,500 for a flat fee for the first 1,500, then we have to add the other 8,500 customers to that at $3.40 a user. This initial go around will get us an ability to introduce this and see what that uptake is, and certainly continue to move forward with improving the water system. Certainly, we will start to review with finance, and that's why we're going to come back with a more detailed report at budget time on how do we recoup this cost through the water rates, or if this is a user fee on those who sign up, things of that nature. We have to still sort those items out. So those who sign up, maybe they are just getting a special user rate or things of that nature. So we still have to work out those details, and that's why we're going to come back at the budget deliberations with a wholesome report. This was just to provide some initial input and update to council so that they're aware of this coming forward in the 2021 budget.
Okay, that's good. Thank you both.
Councillor Carrick?
Yeah, through you to Peter. Peter, so we just went through the Herdman property thing a little while back, and so the bells would go off if they were signed up. If the bells went off for them, and they just kept using the water, say for spraying or doing whatever they were doing, would we be notified of that as well, or do we have to wait? Is the system will it take time over time, or will we be updated like 24 hours later too as well?
We will still, what I understand is we will still get the alarms from our end as well, but the notice will be automatically sent to the user, the end user, with whatever email address they use to sign up. And so that type of stuff will take the onus off of the town from getting the information and mailing them a paper, and they get it 7 days later after we get an alarm, and they don't open it and things of that nature. So this will put the onus back onto the end user and the resident who has signed up. And certainly if they haven't signed up and they end up with a large bill, when they ask us how do we control it, we can at least provide them some sort of answer and response that if they sign up for this, they'll get notices going forward from this point forward. So it provides a bit of a answer to some of those residents who experience some large water bills, and how can they prevent it in the future going forward.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Akpata?
I was on the phone, Mr. Chair, and I might have missed this, but are there other municipalities that have gone to this system as well that we can reference?
Yes, town of Leamington, they just moved into this system as well, but they're not using the customer portal yet. So they're using the system, census analytics. They're not using logic. And I've also made contact with them to see how the system is working for them. I want to make sure that if we switch to this one, we're not leaving behind a good working system on our end, and then see how their experience is with that. As well as there is another municipality in Calgary. It's similar size as the town of LaSalle in population, and I made contact with them. They haven't got back to me to ask them when they're using the customer portal. So I would like to see what their experience would be regarding this system. For our, also, I've been using a similar system with N1. So for our large meters, the boundary meters, I have access to the meter usage. Doesn't send notifications, but I can log in and see our boundary meters, and I can see all the consumption as well. And if I check the system more often, then I can see, since it's our boundary meter, so it's large consumption, so it's always have that leak alarm on it. So it's something similar to what this system would be running like. And speaking with N1 as well, even though they use a different system, they haven't provided this to their customers yet.
Thank you very much.
Any more questions? Mr. Militia?
Just a general comment. This is something that a number of ratepayers have been asking for. Again, we've done this on the tax side where folks can come in and look at their billing through the iCity model. And this is very similar to what you would see with some of the hydro users that are out there with respect to looking in to see power consumption. So again, the water takes a little longer to get there, but we are moving in that direction.
Mayor Bondi?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through whoever wants to answer this. I believe Essex Power has a water metering service. I don't know if it's similar to this, that does the same function, if it doesn't do what this can do. Did we look into that or not? I know they were looking at it. I don't know if it's been implemented.
Essex Power, you mean for the town of LaSalle, because they don't take care of the billing anymore? Maybe for the hydro side?
No, this was just, they were doing an experiment in, they have smart metering for hydro. This would be smart metering for water. So I don't know, like Mr. Militia has something to add to that.
Yeah, I think this was an initiative, I want to say mid last year, that they were trying to get into, but I'm not sure that it's ever gotten into implementation phase at this point. So it's not something we would have considered at this point.
Thank you. Any more questions? All right, none noted. Do we have a mover to accept the recommendation? Councillor Desjardins, and a second by Councillor Anita Riccio Spagnuolo. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you. So that leaves us to our next meeting, which will be November 24th. If anyone has any problems with that, let the clerk's office know. And we'll call this adjourned, and we'll see you at 6 o'clock. Thank you.